Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on WIS News 10 Awareness. I'm your host, Leland Pender. And Prisma Health's WellFest is returning to the Midlands this month. It was launched in 2019 as a newly combined event for men and women of all ages to hear from health experts and learn simple changes everyone can make in their lives to become healthier. And this morning, I'm joined by two guests who have all the details on this great event coming up. This is Vince Ford, the Vice President of Community Health, and Brooke Britton, a DHEC dietitian. Thank you both so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks for inviting
us. Glad to have you. All right, so let's kind of dive in. Second year of the event in this form, being both for men and women. Why the change, and how much success have you seen?
Well, you know, Leland, one of the great things about processes is one person can make a difference. And we had a person that come to us a number of years ago, Pat Noble, who suggested that we should do something about heart health. We were doing all of these things in the community, but they said the number one killer of people in our state is heart disease for women and for men. And so for years we started doing it just for women, but we decided that men needed to be a part of this as well. We had a separate event for men, but we decided to combine it, to put all of our resources into one day and make it a big splash. But it's not just a one-day event, it's a year-long event because we have screenings going on all year long. We send out information, but we're excited about the fact that we'll have men and women together. We started doing it just for women because we focused on some issues only related to women, but the men decided they needed to be there as well. So there are times when we separate the groups and we have specific conversations for men and for women.
And talk about the kind of racial breakdown in this, because heart disease definitely affects African Americans disproportionately in some cases, and it's important to get the info out to everyone, but especially that group.
So no question about it. When you look at health disparities, it disproportionately impacts African Americans and other racial minorities. And we especially want to get men there because men are always last in everything that they need to be first in. When you start to look at life expectancy and health disparities, particularly African American men tend to be on the low motivational platform. We're trying to get them more motivated to come out and take care of their health. And our goal is to get people to the sweet spot of health and well-being. How do we keep people healthy? Right. You know, I'll just share this comment. We had a doctor say, what's the future hospital look like? And I loved his response about a decade ago. He said an empty hospital. And our goal is to keep people out, but to make sure that they stay healthy and well while they're out of the hospital. But if they need us, we're here. And that's why we're providing this service WellFest on March 14th.
Okay, what can we expect at this WellFest? Let's pop up that graphic if we can. You guys have a lot going on, different screenings, fitness activities, cooking demonstrations, of course, classes, and whatnot. This is the date and the time on your screen here. What can you tell us about that? Because you'll be one of the exhibitors on hand from DHEC, Brooke. So what will your part be in all this?
Absolutely, Leland. So being with DHEC with SNAP-Ed program, we have a team of registered dietitians. And so with the Ask the Doc portion, we're hoping to be there, have a table set up, and they get their time with us to ask nutrition-related questions. So being the expert in that field, we're hoping to get some great questions and be able to help everybody.
So real quickly, you brought some props with
I did. I brought some fun props.
Yeah.
So February is also Heart Month, as many of you all know, and since that's kind of the topic and the theme and what we're looking for in this WellFest event. So these are a picture of our arteries, and this is our nice crystal clear artery, and this one over here has some fat and cholesterol buildup. So the red stuff, of course, is your blood, and as you flip it over to see the model work, you can see this one, nice and clear, free flowing, and what do we see over here?
Yeah.
It's getting stuck. It'll move and get stuck, move and get stuck. So our diet plays a huge part in this. So we want to look at, we talk about cholesterol, we talk about high blood pressure and how those are big issues for us, especially being in the South. And so diet plays a big part. What types of fats are you eating? Are you eating a lot of really salty foods? So we can be the ones to look at that and help suggest some changes for you.
And you guys are bringing in a lot of people to kind of drive that message home and other health messages. And that includes these two doctors, nationally known twin sisters, who are going to be presenting at this year's conference.
Yeah, twin doctors are coming. We're pretty excited. They were in Greenville last year with our sister hospital in Greenville and had a chance to hear their message and hear their message from the stage. They're going to talk about how they became doctors, their challenges, but most importantly, how do they help with some of these health disparities, helping people that have some of the greatest needs. We're pretty excited. They've got a great message. They got a great message for young girls, African Americans as well as others, and how they persevere to become doctors. And they helped each other. They had a pact. They decided that one wouldn't become a doctor without the other. And now they're carrying that message all over the country.
That is so cool. And their doctors, Brandy and Brittany Jackson, by the way, I think there's the photo of them. They've been on NBC, The Ellen Show, NBC Nightly News, and other national TV programs. And talk more about that if you can. They, of course, want to spread the message of health and wellness, but also generally just being an inspiration to females, black females, and young women.
That's part of their message, and I love that message. They want to inspire young girls, particularly African-American girls, but all girls, that you can be what you want to be. If you want to be a physician, you can. There are some challenges that you're going to experience along the way, but you can do it if you stick together. You have a buddy partner. I love the fact that they decided, again, one wouldn't become a doctor without the other. And so they're sharing that message all over the country. We're excited because we're going to have a big bus coming from Sumter, our other sister hospital out of Sumter, South Carolina. We're having a big Greyhound bus bring a load of people from Sumter to this event. They'll get a chance to interact with the doctors as well. And I love what was said. You'll also get a chance to ask a doc a question. That's extremely important. You get about 5 to 8 minutes to sit down with a physician and to ask a question. There's no charge for it. This entire event is free. Yeah. We'll have Mike Goodwin. He's going to have some comedy because we also understand that laughter is the best medicine. Absolutely. That's important. There'll be some movement with James Patrick. And Rick Foster, I'm excited about, who will talk about health disparities. And so it's an interactive day. It's not a sit-down day. There'll be vendors all across the convention center so people can go get other screenings. And our mobile mammography van will be there, as well as a host of other services. Important.
You mentioned the folks coming from Sumter. You can get on that bus for free. But you have to register. Seating is limited.
That's right.
And there's the number there on your screen. You can call 803-296-CARE if you are interested in meeting up at Prisma Health Toomey for the ride to Columbia for WellFest. All right. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you
both so much for being here.
Thanks so much.
And, let's stay healthy.
Thank you.
Right back.
This is big, double dozen big. It's Captain D's new double dozen shrimp. Yeah, you heard that right. 2 dozen golden, crispy shrimp piled high on one plate. Time to double down when the captain is coming. Captain D's. Super Kia Sell-A-thon at Galeana Kia on Greystone. 2020 Kia Sorento, $99 per month. 2020 Kia Optima, $89 per month. 2020 Kia Forte, $79 per month. 2020 Kia Rio LX, just $12,990. All 2019 Kia K900, $12,000 off. Plus, we'll take any trade in any condition, even if you're upside down.
You should be driving a Kia from Galeana. Galeana Kia.
Super Kia Sell-A-thon. New Kia, $79 per month at Galeana Kia on Greystone. Call 779-7300 or GaleanaSC.com.
If something happened to you, what would happen to them? Their home, their education, their future. You need life insurance, and chances are SelectQuote can help you get it for less than $1 a day.
SelectQuote found Jacob 40, a $500,000 policy for only $19 a month. And SelectQuote found his wife Wendy, a $500,000 policy for only $17 a month.
Our secret? At SelectQuote, we aggressively comparison shop highly rated companies to find you the company with the best rates.
We found Gary, 35, a $1 million policy for only $22 a month.
Why pay more? Give your family the security they need at a price you can afford.
Call 1-800-600-4433 or go to SelectQuote.com now and get the insurance your family needs.
At a price you can afford. SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Presenting the 2020 African American History Calendar.
Appointed by President Obama, Mignon Clyburn became the first woman to chair the FCC. As commissioner, Clyburn was committed to narrowing persistent digital, communication, and opportunity divides that challenge so many communities. Born with a passion to serve, Clyburn has advocated for and worked with countless community organizations over the past 2 decades.
To learn more, visit scafricanamerican.com.
Hello, I'm Louis Mullican, owner of Bath Fitter. We believe our veterans are the heart of the country.
And we're extremely proud to be an Operation Palmetto employer. Please join us in our effort to support our heroes through United for Veterans.
And good morning. Welcome back to Awareness Today. I have some new guests here with me. They are part of a new theater group in the Midlands. They officially opened their doors on today, March 1st, and their debut is historic because they believe they are the only community theater group of their kind in the Midlands, and they are also the first Black-owned drama studio in the region as well. So with more on this, I'm joined by the founder and CEO of the group. This is Mrs. Rosalind Stover.
Yes.
Good to have you with us.
Thank you for having us.
Board chair here, Bethany Williams. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us.
All right. So the name of the group is called ACT UP.
Yes.
Tell us what that means.
So ACT UP is an acronym for Applied Community Theater Uniting People. It's also about what we do. We act up in a most positive light and in order to make awareness or bring awareness to social justice issues through theater while having a good time doing it.
And tell us this is the first time this is happening in the Midlands, but it has happened in other places. So how did this come to be, and how did you figure out that this would be a good place to have a group?
Yeah, so Applied Community Theater, they happen all over the world. Specifically at ACT UP Drama, we'll have playback theater, which is done in over 6 countries around the world. Started about 45 years ago, which I was introduced to as a child, as well as Theater of the Oppressed, which, oh gosh, I can't even remember how old that is. But with applied theater, you're able to talk about, bring awareness to social justice issues in community forums. It's about not only producing shows or plays, but increasing the dialogue around the issues that affect your community in a space that's positive, supportive, and where people aren't told what to think, but just given the space to think critically about what impacts them, and so that they can have a say in those things, and just done in a way that's enlightening, informational, and inspirational. Yeah.
So tell me about some of the topics that you guys hope to play out or take on.
Yeah, so we'll be discussing things like oppression, internalized oppression. We'll talk about things that come straight out of the newspaper. There's something called newspaper theater and invisible theater. We'll have flash mobs of sorts in places to see how people interact during certain social situations. And so it's theater, I think, of the best kind. It's enlightening, it's inviting. You don't have to have a theater background to participate. We'll also be providing acting classes for children as well as adults. But we're looking for people of all ages to engage and to support not only the programs that we'll offer, but also come and find their space in ACT UP Drama at the studio. And so we're just looking for people to come out and give us their support as well as get involved.
And so, Bethany, you guys have your grand opening March 1st today. What's it been like, the road to kind of get to this point? And just how excited are you to kind of not only just add theater to the community in your own unique way, but this kind of theater?
Super exciting. Applied community theater, like Rosalind has already spoke about, is different in that there's a bigger purpose, social justice and societal and cultural change. And so, you know, I don't have a drama background, but I've learned so much along the way. I'm a licensed therapist, and so I care about society and people and cultural and change. And so it's been so exciting to learn about how theater and drama can impact that.
And have a huge influence, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me why this is important, especially maybe right now in current times, why there might be an appetite for this kind of theater.
I think one of the things that happens is in marginalized communities, our voices are silenced, and people become complacent and believe what's been told to them, that what they have to say doesn't matter, or what they have to say isn't important. And through theater, we can bring out the things that impact us. We can bring out the issues that are heavy on our hearts in a community way, and say, you know, this matters to us. But also, one of the things that happens in in Theater of the Oppressed is you put on a production, the group writes that play, that short play. The audience goes from being spectators of the show to spect actors. They actually get involved in the production, in the show, in real time. And so if they see something being done on stage that looks oppressive, they get to then tap out, so to speak, the actor that's in that shot, and then changes roles, and then try on what they think could happen to kind of change what ends up being the norm, or what we'd like to see as our new normal. So it's really a way to practice what you want to see happen in the future.
Yeah. Interesting. Give us an idea of not so much what to expect. You've outlined that, but just, are you open 7 days a week, or when will classes be? How many people are you looking to reach or enroll?
So classes will be Tuesday through Thursday.
Okay.
However, for the month of March, we're enrolling. Classes will start April 1st. But during the month of March, that's the registration period. And so people can go online to register at actupdrama.org, or they can come to the studio today between 3 and 5 and register for classes there. But again, we encourage people to not only think about the children here, but also the adults. We want to see the adults get involved as well. And as many that will come, we will work with. We're more than excited to do that.
And so you're in Camden.
Yes. Yeah.
You might assume this would be in Columbia if you were going to put it somewhere in the region.
Yeah.
So tell me how that
was decided. Home for me is Kershaw County. I love the place there, and it's where I think there's not enough attention to marginalized communities. And so since I live there, that's the first place that I want to impact and bring about social justice and change. And so I figured that'd be a good place to start.
Why not?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Bethany and Miss Rosalind, for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
Again, if you are interested in Act Up Drama, their grand opening is March 1st. They're looking to work with kids, young kids, youth, and adults. Visit their website, actupdrama.org, to learn more if you're interested. All right, a quick break this morning on Awareness. We'll be right back.
You never know when you might need a quick loan. That's when it's good to have the Speedy Cash app. You can apply for a Speedy Cash loan 24/7 from any device. Download the Speedy Cash app today or visit us at speedycash.com.
Love that Speedy Cash.
When we started our business, we were paying like an arm and a leg for the postage. I remember setting up ShipStation. I think it was just like 1 or 2 clicks. Everything was up and running. I was printing out labels and saving money.
ShipStation saves us so much time. It makes it really easy and seamless. Pick an order, print everything you need, slap the label onto the box, and it's ready to go.
Our cost for shipping, like, we're cut in half, just like that.
ShipStation, the #1 choice of online sellers. Go to shipstation.com/deal and get 2 months free.
The future of our great city is in the hands, hearts, and minds of our youth. And what better way to sharpen their minds than the Columbia Urban League Science Technology Enrichment Program? This summer employment program allows youth to gain work experience in the areas of science, technology, engineering, and math. It's an opportunity to open their minds to the careers of tomorrow. But to reach them, we need your help. On your next water bill, consider making a donation to the STEP Youth Employment Program. Please invest in our future. Your contribution can make all the difference.
That woman can't have a girlfriend.
Do you want to come inside?
You realize it puts a target on her back?
There's a lunatic with a box cutter targeting kids. She went after their faces. Welcome to my club, pretty girl. What an interesting little psychopath.
Batwoman, new episode Sunday, March 8th, only on the CW.
You never know when you might need a quick loan. That's when it's good to have the Speedy Cash app. Apply today from any device and have cash in your account as soon as tomorrow. Download the Speedy Cash app today or visit us at speedycash.com.
Love that Speedy Cash.
Sometimes the weather tries to play games with us, but with the WIS First Alert Weather app, you'll be ready for every level. Just choose a meteorologist from our team and watch us go. Too much sun? Better grab your shades. Woo! Rain on the way? Break out those umbrellas. Looking good. Watch for low-lying areas. The WIS First Alert Weather app will power you through the storms to safety. Whee! Slide past every obstacle with the WIS First Alert Weather app. We've got the high score for weather coverage in the Midlands.
And welcome back to Awareness this morning. I'm your host, Leland Pender. I'm now joined by Miss Janie Davis, the South Carolina Human Affairs Commission. Well, they have a new commissioner, a new leader over there. And, of course, we've worked with them on several topics in the past. So just a few minutes this morning to get to know the new commissioner, Miss Janie Davis. Welcome.
Well, thank you for welcoming me and having me here this morning.
Absolutely. Glad you could make it. So real quickly, kind of tell us about your past and your way to this position, because you've been with the Human Affairs Commission before for a good number of years.
Exactly. I worked for the Commission for 14 years, 12 years under Commissioner Clyburn at that time, and 2 years under Willis Ham. So a total of 14 years, and left that agency and went to head another state agency, ultimately retired. Was retired for 9 years, got a call about this position, thought I would be a good fit. And so I applied, and here I am.
All right.
Yeah.
And so how's it going so far?
Great staff. I love the work, and of course, because I had a knowledge of it prior to coming, then I could hit the ground running. And so I'm very pleased, a very professional group of people, and so we look forward to working and just doing great things for the citizens of South Carolina.
That's right. So you do a lot of work for the people who live in our state
Exactly.
on issues of discrimination and things of that nature. So for anyone out there who doesn't know what the Human Affairs Commission does or your purpose, kind of give us a refresher here.
Our purpose is to prevent and eliminate discrimination. We're probably best known as the agency that investigates allegations of alleged unlawful discrimination. But our mission is much larger than that. As a matter of fact, the agency, when it was created in 1972, really got its origin from what was going on in the community, the discord, integration was going on. We had the incident at South Carolina State. So there were community issues, and that is a big part of our work also, trying to make sure that we keep peace and goodwill throughout all of the state, throughout all the counties, as well as the investigative part of the work that we do.
And talk about that. You don't just operate in the state's capital or Richland County. You work for people all across the state. How do you spread that message?
Exactly. Well, we communicate through our community relations individuals, and of course our people are out there in the fields actually listening, hearing people's concerns, and those issues end up back in our offices as possibly allegations of unlawful discrimination, which we investigate.
And do you think people think you that probably happens more than they think? Like, you guys probably stay really busy out there.
We do stay really busy. We investigate probably over 1,000 cases a year, and we make determinations. We represent the EEOC at the state level, and we also investigate housing discrimination complaints representing HUD. And that's important because if we were not present here, then all of these allegations would be handled at the federal level. And most of our employers and citizens appreciate having a local, statewide entity where they can go and have these matters addressed immediately.
Right. And so coming into this position, what are your priorities in your tenure at the helm?
My priorities right now is to make sure that the public really understands who we are, what we do, that we are a neutral, fact-finding organization. We investigate complaints, but we must be neutral. We do not represent either party. We find the facts. The other most important thing that I think we need to focus on is prevention. And that takes me back to the original purpose for which the agency was created, the community relations piece. We're in a time right now when there is, a divide in the country. And we want to make sure that no matter what happens, we keep peace in South Carolina. And we believe working with communities at the local level, people who are already there on the ground can hear about situations that may come up that would cause a racial issue or discord in the community, that gives us an opportunity to get in there before it explodes into something huge to resolve it so that we can work together and live together in peace.
And that's a perfect segue. You guys have a great event that's coming up, happens every year, in Racism
Yes,
Day.
yes.
And that's going to be observed on March 19th of this month. What can we expect from that?
Well, on that day, we will be at the State House, and we're inviting everyone across the state to come in. We will acknowledge that racism needs to go. And every day, we need to work on making sure that we eliminate racism. We're going to have Senator Margie Wright Matthews and Senator Representative Richie Yao, who will speak to the issue very briefly. We have invited the Honorable Molly Spearman because we're also kicking this off in the public school system. We've notified them in hopes that on this day, students will get the opportunity to interact with each other, to understand that racism is not something that is an acceptable or appropriate behavior. Learn people, talk to people, and you'll find out that you have more in common than you have not in common.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ms. Davis. If you want to learn more about Ms. Davis or in Racism Day coming up or any other events the SCHAC has going on, here's how to contact them. That's the website there. And one of two numbers if you're local to the area or if you're maybe out of the area. That's how you can reach them. Thanks so much. And
thank you.
Another quick break this morning. We'll be right back.
Okay.
In today's growing economy, you know it's necessary. Businesses are changing and finding the tools, resources, and partnerships to expand and modernize. SCMEP offers numerous services that will help your company advance into the future. Whether you're looking for robotics, artificial intelligence, augmented reality, or cybersecurity, we offer it all. For over 30 years, SCMEP has equipped small and medium-sized manufacturers with the resources to move forward. Make the future yours at SCMEP.org.
They're going to win this championship without me.
You know anything about the suspension?
He was suspended because of me.
Keeping everything secret makes me feel like I'm going to explode.
We have been through a lot of battles. This one's different.
The government is going to bomb Freeland if we don't beat Gravedigger?
Oh my God.
I guess we gonna fight.
Thousands of people could be killed, including our daughters.
Black Lightning. New episode this Monday at 9, 8 Central.
Here, trust is earned. It comes from experience, consistency, action through adversity. At WIS News 10, we earn your trust by alerting you first. Through the storms that change your life, the storms that change your plans, and the storms yet to come. Since 1953, we've been there, and we'll be there so you can protect your family. That's why we First Alert.
On Investigate TV, we protect your pocketbook from dishonest hands.
Why was I lied to? Why did the salesperson lie to me?
On Investigate TV, we expose greed at every level.
Is it just about a money grab now in healthcare?
On Investigate TV, we help you get the most for your money.
Okay, this is going to cost me $4,000. Maybe there's a smarter way to do it.
Investigate TV. We're your watchdog. Download Investigate TV for your Roku and Amazon Fire devices today.
Welcome back. I want to say thanks again to all my guests today from Prisma Health and DHEC about WellFest, Act Up community drama out of Camden, South Carolina, and the new commissioner at the South Carolina Human Affairs Commission. And thank you, as always, for watching. We'll see you next weekend.